Welcome back. Now you'll notice that on the page that the links to the page are actually blue. And one of the things that we can do in TurboZon Builder is that we can actually change the color of this link, and we can do that inside of our post. And we can do that with a little code that you'll find in your manual. And you'll notice that we have written in this code and then we've written in the color brown. We want to make sure that this code is in between the header tags, which it is. And if you're going to do this on the HTML page, you're going to do this very similarly, just by making sure that this code is someplace between your header tags. We're going to go ahead and proceed inside of WordPress, remembering that we are inside of the text tab. Now, when we do this, we're going to click Update. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and take a look at our page to see if our text is now brown. So what we'll do here is we will refresh the page. And we'll notice our text is now brown. Now we can make other changes to the text also. We can actually change the size of the font, which we will do right now. And we're going to do that with a little similar piece of code. So we're going to go back to our edit page. We're going to add in another piece of code, and we're going to place it between the header tags, and we're going to write it here. So what we're doing is we're changing the font size to 24 pixels. So now that we have this code in, we're going to click Update. And then we're going to go back to our post, and we're going to refresh it to see that our changes have taken place. And as you can see, our font is much larger. Now, if we wanted to change the size again, we'd go back to our post, and we could decide to make it smaller by writing in 18 in this case, and then clicking Update. And when we refresh our page, we'll notice that our links are smaller. Now, one of the things we can do is we can change the style of the font, and we can do that by going back to our edit page. And then we can write in our font family. So let's do that right now. And so we're actually going to go inside of the code in this particular case. And we're going to go down one line. And then we're going to just insert the font family and the new font style. When we do this, we're going to click Update. Once we've done that, then we can go back and look at our post. We get back to our post, we're going to click Refresh. And you'll notice that the font has actually changed. Now we can also make edits to the border of our table. And what we can do is we go inside of our directory where TurboZon Builder is installed. We'll go to the App directory, then Views, then Products. And you'll see that here in this case. Now once we find that table file, we'll want to pull this someplace on our hard drive so that we can make changes to it with our HTML editor program. So what we're going to do now is we're going to download this to our hard drive, and then we are going to then edit with our HTML program. So let's do that right now. So our file is now back on our hard drive, the table.blade.php file. We're now going to open it with our HTML program. And when you open that file, you're going to notice something right away. You're going to notice a line in the code that has your border in there. You're going to notice that there's 1 pixel, and it has a 6-digit hex code here. That means then that we can change this 6-digit hex code. It also means that we can change this to a certain number of pixels. Now in this particular case, for the sake of our code, what we're going to do is we're going to change this to 0 pixels. And we're going to change this to all Fs, which means that we want the border to be all white. We're then going to save our file and then re-upload it to our server. So let's save, and then let's re-upload to our server. We are going to get an overwrite message, so we're going to click OK. And then our information has been changed. What we now should be able to do is we should be able to look at our borders to see something different. So what we're going to do is we're going to refresh our page so that we can see our different borders. And when we refresh the page, you'll notice that it appears that there are no more borders. That means that we have white borders and they are 0 pixels. So you can always make changes by going inside of the table.blade.php file. That means then that we could come back to this file, the very same one. We could make this different and we could put in a totally different code. And then we click save. And then we're going to re-upload. We'll get our overwrite message again, our warning. We'll click OK. And now we'll go look at our page. To do that, we will come back and click refresh. And when we click refresh, we'll see the wider border and the different color. Okay, so that is all of the edits that we can make to our TurboZon Builder. Thanks and have a great day.